Hello, my name is Roberta Lee and I'm the founder of Ethical Brand Directory, and today I'd like to welcome Harjit Sohotey-Khan, who is the founder of Jeweled Buddha and a member of Ethical Brand Directory. So Jeweled Buddha source ethically produced products supporting handcrafted home and fashion items lovingly made by artisans. So welcome, Harj.
Thank you so much for having me, Roberta. It's great to be here.
Thank you. I'm thrilled to have you here, and I can't wait to hear all of your amazing responses. But before we move on, did you want to explain a little bit more about your brand, or did I kind of summarize that?
Yeah, I think you nailed it really. I sell ethical fashion and homeware for style-conscious women. And as you said, it's all about the artisans.
Perfect. Brilliant. Okay. Well, Harj, we're going to jump into the interview. You've got a few questions. So we're just going to kick things off with talking about, your experience. So what prompted you to start your business and come up with your brand and do things differently?
Oh gosh, it was travel. So back in 2014, I quit the 9-to-5 and I put my house on rent and went traveling with my husband for a whole year because I'd always wanted to travel. And it was while I was traveling that, it totally sort of changed my whole experience and transformed my perspective on life. Just discovering my bucket list, I realised that we live on such a beautiful planet, and meeting the people that I did, coming across artisans as well, which prompted me to actually start the business. I realised, that people work so hard for so little money. So I wanted to create a business that was quite purposeful. And also it was just the very simple act of backpacking, which made me realise that, I didn't need much to live on. I could literally live out of the clothes that I had on the backpack. So it made me really appreciate the value of clothes. And as I've been learning more about sort of sustainable fashion and ethical fashion, that really sort of inspired me to come back and think about, my own values. And that's how Jeweled Buddha was born.
Oh, I love that story, especially the backpack and traveling and realizing that you really don't need a lot to live on.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, we put a lot of value on material things, but what makes us the most happy is the impact we have on other people and, how much that drives our own values as well.
Amazing. Yeah, I agree. So the story behind your brand name, can you tell me what inspired you to come up with Jeweled Buddha?
Yes, it was sort of a nod to all the beautiful temples that we visited, the whole of South Asia and Southeast Asia as well. But I think it's almost sort of metaphorical in a way. Buddha has a lot of meanings in different countries, from Myanmar to Nepal to India. And it's also about the transformation. So, it's sort of acknowledging that I transformed myself so much during my travel to, change who I totally was, including my career and everything I thought about life. But I guess it's about having a ethical brand is also, you're transforming your customers, your consumers as well, in the way they think, and on their perspectives of fashion. So you're teaching, you're learning, so for me, it's a transformation for everyone, because I think everybody goes through that throughout their lives as well.
Oh, wow. Okay, so deep meaning behind the Jeweled Buddha name. I love that. Okay, so we're obviously doing a series on ethical brands. So what does ethical mean to you, and how does that manifest in your business?
I suppose it's sort of, acknowledging the people who make the clothes, and acknowledging them to the point where, there's a sense of equality. So, they deserve fair wages, living wages, and, access to health and education, which enables them to do that. It's, ethical means having planet-friendly processes and materials that don't harm the earth. And also it's transparency to the consumer as well. So, showing them who made your clothes and how they made them is really important. And that sort of enables them to understand how they positively impact, the lives of other people just by purchasing a scarf.
Brilliant. Okay, great. Now, next question, sustainability is a really popular topic at the moment, as you know, but it can mean so many things. So can you break it down to us and let us know how you're embedding sustainability into your business?
Yeah, I mean, sustainability is a huge topic. It incorporates so many things, and ethical fashion is just one aspect of them. I guess for me, it's just about reducing the impact of fashion on the earth. So, decreasing water consumption, energy consumption, and ensuring, that the products you produce are not contributory to landfill. So it's about, making conscious decisions to buy good quality clothes, that are timeless in their design so that they last longer, and that they can be upcycled, and swapped at the end of their lives as well. So it's like a circular, sort of process that you have. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you have anything else to add, or shall I jump in with the next question?
Yeah, so in terms of incorporating sustainability into brands, all the products we have are made from natural materials, which are either upcycled or hand loomed or hand stitched. So there's no energy consumption in actually the making of them. It's bringing crafts alive as well. So you're contributing to, the economies of local industries abroad. And it's also, we're trying to sort of make sure that our supply chain has sort of natural dyes in the processing of the products as well, so you're trying to minimise any impact to the planet in that way.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for elaborating, because that was really interesting. Okay, so Harjit, in 2015, the United Nations released something called the Sustainable Development Goals. They've taken a bit of time to catch on, to be honest. So not everybody's known about them. But yeah. How have they influenced how you're running your business? Which ones matter to you, and how are you working towards them and what you're doing?
Yeah, so I think there's 17 goals in there, isn't there? So, they incorporate social, economic factors and environmental development, which is really what Jewel Buddha is, all about. So, first and foremost, we're about empowering people, especially women empowerment as well, because women are known, if you, sort of help them, they help communities basically, more than men in a way. And just by bringing beautifully crafted textiles to a global market, what you're doing is, you're keeping craft economies alive. You're ensuring that women and artisans in general can, have access to health and education. And you're sort of, ensuring that sort of heritage crafts are kept alive that way. In terms of sort of India, where all my products are from, it's all about sort of social and gender inequality, which exists a lot over there. So by empowering people to earn their own wages, you're ensuring that, their sort of status is built up in their own communities as well, and that helps to break down the barriers when it comes to inequality.
Amazing. Oh, and perfect examples as well of how the goals are kind of living through what you do at Jewel Buddha. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
So we're making really great time. So I've got one last question for you. So feel free to give me your rundown of what you look for as a consumer when you're shopping for things. So how do your values influence you? So if we flip it around on how Harjit shops.
So Harjit loves, obviously I love heritage textiles, I love artisan crafts and textiles in terms of like sort of, things like Itajima shibori, Japanese hand-dyed type of stuff, just really beautiful wardrobe textiles that you can incorporate into a sustainable wardrobe. So I'm actually trying to do that. I'm trying to build my own sort of sustainable wardrobe at the moment and make sure that when I go shopping, I obviously buy from ethical brands, and I try and buy from like sort of ethical brand directory as well. So it's really good to like sort of, give back to the people that you do business with as well and keep small businesses going. But also just ensuring that, it's natural materials, they're timeless designs, you can mix and match with so many different other pieces that you have in your wardrobe. And just sort of really enjoy how fashion should be, which is like ethical fashion, I really think is the future at the moment. I think the way the world is going, in terms of the environment, the climate, even with COVID-19. I think we're all taking sustainability very seriously now, and I think now is the time for ethical fashion brands to really shine.
Oh, what an amazing final sentence. I totally agree. And I love the fact that you're building a sustainable wardrobe, of course. So really great tips, really great insight. Thank you so much for your time today, and basically sharing more behind the scenes of Jeweled Buddha and what drives you as a businesswoman in today's challenging but exciting kind of digital space now. So thank you once again for your time, Harjit, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much, Roberta. Thanks.
Thanks.